I can't hear you, Katie.
Well, I'm just chatting about how to do this Zoom thing, but Tyler's in here now. He's going to share his screen and he's going to talk us through an example of renting versus owning, right? Is that the example?
Yeah.
Okay. We're just getting it set up. So. Okay.
Hello. Y'all hear me? Thumbs up, Rick. All right, good deal. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all are doing well.
Good morning.
Hey, Kathy.
Hi.
I'm going to share my screen with you. I've got some stuff that I wanted to kind of go through with you guys this morning. And let's see. Can you see that? I may need to move this stuff around. I need to be better prepared, huh? Why is this thing not shrinking down? There we go. Is it moving? Yeah, there we go.
Something's moving, but I don't know what you're doing.
All right, guys, I just wanted to walk through this. We've talked about this a little bit before, but I just wanted to talk through this and kind of show you this scenario again. This is a rent versus buy comparison, and this is a real live deal. So Sarah and I have a deal going right now that's in process. I wanted to kind of walk through this with you and show you some of the calculators and things that we've got that we can provide to both you and your clients. So we put these together for some of you, but I want you to be able to see the numbers, because the numbers in these situations are eye-opening here. So let me scroll down a little bit where y'all can see some more of this here. So in this scenario, we've got, this is a rent versus own calculator. So the purchase price on this property is $178,000. It's an FHA loan, 30-year fixed rate, and estimated market rent, I think could probably be a little bit higher than what this is. And hold on just a minute. This didn't save my, let me change one thing in here. This didn't save something in here for me. This was, we locked this one in at 5.625. which is a really good interest rate. The mortgage insurance was like $120. We had closing costs that were for like $5,200. Not 52,000. Thank you. That made it go red really quick, didn't it?
Well, it instantaneously changed it.
Yeah. All right, so let me get back up here. I think this figure up here is probably more along the lines of, we'll say 1,400. And so I wanted to show you this. So this rent versus own calculator breaks down everything. Essentially, the difference in how much they're going to pay in, let me see if, do I need to blow that up a little bit? Is that better?
Yeah, I can see it perfectly here.
Okay. All right, so the rent for this particular property would be about $1,400 a month. We're figuring in renter's insurance there of $19 and then an annual rent increase. This is going off of the national average. So national average of 3% increase year over year. When you look at this first section right here, it's breaking down what the total estimated payments would be here, locked in at the 5.625 rate. It also shows here rent in year 1 and then what estimated rents would be in year 9. So up to 1773. Now, the good thing about this is it's fixed rate. You're locked in on those terms. So it's, the only thing that could change about your payment there once you're locked in is your escrow account. So this is an FHA. Again, they put 3.5% down. We'll go through this other piece over here. So this is the estimated property tax, estimated homeowners insurance. They're estimating 2% increase year over year and also building in $74 a year for HOA and repairs, $74 a month. And then it even figures in the cost to sell into all this. So we've got a 6% cost to sell here. And then down here, you can see the specifics on the right-hand side of our loan amount. So on this one, hold on, this changed on me. Somehow it didn't save. This was an FHA with 3.5% down. So loan amount 171,770. All of the other stuff listed there up front. I should automatically be putting in like 36. Why is that not? FHA. Help me. $3,066. All right. And then home ownership down here, we're going to say that this is that they're waiting 9 years before they sell. And then this information is just pulling right here off the historical averages. So we'll go off the historical average of 3.21. You could also see the nationally forecasted average is at 4.45% for the year. So we're going to go on the low end and we're going to do historical. And then we're going to go back up here and go through this. So and where it calculates it. So for somebody that's considering renting versus owning, we've got this tool that'll show them the cash flow difference here is the difference in what they will pay over that 9-year period in rent versus what their payments would be on the home. So the cash flow difference over that time period comes out to $20,868. The other piece that you have to take into consideration is appreciation gain. So the starting home value 178, and then historical appreciation, we're saying 3.21% year over year. Estimated value after 9 years will go up from 178 to 236,618. So you've got appreciation gain there of $58,618. And you got amortization gain where they're paying down their balance on the loan. So over that 9-year period, your original loan amount of $171,770 is paid down to $146,028. So you've got 20,868 in cash flow from what they were paying rent versus owning. You got 58,000 in appreciation gain. You got 25,000 in amortization gain there for a total. And this figures in too. If you look right here, we're even saying they're selling their property in year 9. So in year 9, we figure in a 6% cost to sell. 6% of that 236,618 comes out to 14,197. And then there's a tax benefit in here. We really didn't dive into that, so we're not including any of that stuff in here. But when you look at this, their net gain by buying a home is $82,764. That's $82,764 that they wouldn't have, that they're going to walk away from this transaction saving.
That's wealth building.
Yeah. I mean, so when you look at these numbers like this, even if the rate was higher, it's still going to be a good deal. And if you look, let's see, where is it? Right here. So they're in this situation, they're in the green in year 3 for this particular loan. And so if they were only going to own the home in this situation for 2 years, it may not make sense for them to buy. But from year 3 and beyond, if they're going to be in this home for longer than 2 years, then they're going to make money. And it continues to rapidly increase year over year after that.
Well, in most, anybody that's currently a renter that's preparing to buy is a renter that's more of a long-term renter, so they're going to stay in place. They're not transient.
That's right.
So the 3 years shouldn't make a big difference to somebody that's saying rent versus buy. They should make a better decision.
That's right. Any questions on this, or I'd like to hear your feedback. What are your thoughts on these figures? Are they higher than what you thought they would be? These are numbers right here, though, that your buyer doesn't see unless you show this to them. And so if you've got, oh, well, I'll just continue to rent. Well, let's talk about it. If you can show them this could help change the trajectory of the conversation.
Great. Sounds like we need to meet. That should be your script for whatever they say.
Yeah.
And whatever they bring to you as rejection, you can meet with them and have an educated conversation with them.
Hey, Tyler.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, can we get with you sometime, or I'd like to get this link here so that I can play with it. But that's a awesome tool there to reach out to a lot of people that are sitting there paying $1,200 to $1,500 a month rent. And
Absolutely.
got good jobs, but don't realize that the potential what's out there and what they're losing by just renting each month. So I'd like to get that, play with it, and then maybe get with you when I see how it works and ask you some questions. That's an awesome tool, really.
Yeah, this is one of the things that Glenn and I would have to prepare for you. You wouldn't really have access to this. You'd have to subscribe to the.
Okay, I got you.
To get this. This is
So,
part of Barry Habib's MBS Highway. But I
okay.
will tell you, let me go back up here. So I based this one right here on the purchase price.
Mhm.
But if you've got a desired monthly payment, you can do the same thing just by starting and clicking right there. So if there was and the same thing with military base housing, if you were trying to get them into a price point where their base housing is going to cover it, you could do the same thing in here just by changing the little tab that we do this on.
Okay, is there a basic, is this the basic one that you would just start the process on, and then y'all would take it and do the flow all the way out to the end? Is that correct?
Yeah. And so if this is something that you wanted, like, we could prepare these for you. We could send you a flyer that would have this. This is something that, like, we would go over on a Zoom call with the borrower.
I got you. Okay.
And so just to show them, hey, let's talk about affordability or, you know, if you're looking to monthly payment wise, you're looking to spend $1,500 a month. Let's talk about it and see what that would get you based on, you know, the type of loan that you're looking at doing and everything
Right.
there.
And income. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got it. And there's another one up here, if I can get to it. There we go. Moving this thing around.
That's annoying.
All right, so I've got another, that's buy versus rent. This is one that is a cost of waiting calculator. So I've got this one built in, hopefully everything said, yeah, for the same property. And so let's calculate this. All right, so cost of waiting, let's talk about that for just a second, because, you know, the experts are saying, which, I mean, it could be up in the air right now based on what's kind of where we see these job numbers going and where ultimately inflation is headed with, because inflation drives mortgage rates. But we'll see, there'll be an interesting announcement that'll come out today. So we'll see how the markets react to the Fed Powell, Fed chairman, see what he does today. So I'm hoping we'll have some good news that comes from this. But I just want to show you this in case, let's just talk about, you know, where you have that buyer that's like, well, I want to wait until the rates come down before I do anything. Well, let's see what that looks like. So in these situations, this is what the loan today, that's what this borrower is locked in at on this first one. And then there's a waiting 6 months. I've lowered the rate on this. So this borrower's locked in at 5.625, but let's say 6 months from now, they're at 5.25. Waiting a year from now, I've got them at 5%. And so even probably a little bit higher, maybe a little bit higher than what they may actually be. I went in and put 4.75 if they wait 2 years on here. But when you start looking at this, what they don't take into consideration is how much, I mean, this is annual loss in cash flow. And then they don't take into consideration that the property is going to appreciate in value, and you're also going to be paying the balance down. And so you would miss out on that if you continue to rent or you don't buy now. So let's look down here at this. So on this one, waiting 6 months, they've lost out on $1,115 in amortization and $6,153 in appreciation. So $7,268 that it costs. Yeah. Yeah. And again, these are going on the low end of the appreciation piece as well when these figures are being calculated. If they wait a year, you're talking about $13,000, $13,300 that it could cost them. If they wait 2 years, and again, we're talking about lower interest rates. We could pull the rates down even further, and it's still going to cost more. I do believe based on where we are, I mean, we've really seen an uptick in activity since January 1. I mean, it is really it's coming fast. And I do think, I mean, inventory is still low. I still think we're going to be in a situation where there's going to be multiple offers on homes. And if rates do come back down to where they're at 5%, possibly 4.5%, maybe by May, if that stays on track, like Barry Habib thinks it will, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be bonkers come. I mean, it's going to be like your buyers are going to have to be educated. They're going to have to be ready. They're going to have to know that they may have to pay more than the asking price on it to get it. May have to pay some closing costs or all closing costs. So that we're in a window right now. We've talked about this several times. We're kind of in a window right now where you've still got people that are maybe a little bit negotiable on price or may paying a little bit of closing costs. But I feel like when we get to the peak of the spring home buying season, there's not going to be much of that. Yeah. And so that's what I've been educating my clients on with each conversation I have is like, look, I know you talked about waiting until maybe September to buy, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about what that could look like. And would it be nice to know what would be better for your situation? Would it be better for you to take advantage of this situation now? And if rates go down, you refinance to a lower rate then when you're not in the middle of the frenzy? Or do you want to be in the middle of the frenzy to get that lower rate? You can see from this thing right here, waiting on that lower rate doesn't necessarily win.
It's not simple apples and apples.
No, it's not. But these are all things that we can put together for your buyers. You can see in each situation here, it breaks it down even further on these things. But I can send you over these PDF of these flyers like that. If you wanted to drop those in the thing, or for those that are interested in getting them, just reach out to myself or reach out to Glenn, and we can put these things together for you or your buyers. But this can help. Jaquan and I have been working on a couple of these where he's using this to help sell the property. So he's taking this on a listing presentation and saying, look, this is what I want to show you this. And this is how I'm different than everybody else is. And so these are things that can help you win in this market, get listing appointments, win the listing, get the deal. We can help you with the single property sites that we do. When you do get it, we can help you with the single property sites, flyers, yard signs, those type things to help you get this thing sold. So, Glenn, have you got anything that you wanted to add on to this?
That's good. I got, I think the other thing I was gonna add is just about, folks asking about rates. If you covered that with the interview with Fed here today. Then next week is the CPI numbers they come out.
Well, and Glenn is popping every day on Facebook group. Most of the days every day. What's going on with rents? I mean, we are the most knowledgeable brokerage in town, no doubt. I'm not saying that to be egotistical. We have a lot of resources. We have more than others are provided. But if we don't show that to our sphere of influence, we don't show it to our customers and clients, how are they going to know?
Yeah.
Just like we talk about this cost of waiting or rent zone. You don't know that. We're the professional. So we have to position ourselves. Now, Tyler, I've got my pipeline of buyers. They're kind of dead. I haven't talked to them in a while. How would I use these resources you shared today to kind of reassess and requalify?
I mean, it could be, you could, even if it's not their particular situation, I think you could still take this example and say, look, I know this is not dollar for dollar exactly what your situation is, but this is a client that I have this prepared on. I just want to share this with you and get your thoughts on it. And so even if it's not there, and if you would like to get your own of this, let me know.
Yeah.
But you could, so we'll send this, I'll share it out PDF. You can share this with them and say, look, this is an example of what we're seeing. And this is the thing is, this is a real life example. I will say I got really excited yesterday. I locked a deal in at 5% yesterday. 5%.
Why didn't you go Facebook Live then, Tyler?
It's a louder deal, and so we've got that special going with where we're preferred lender with Louder, and we're doing they're contributing 10,000 towards those, and we contribute 5. So this was a VA buyer and we used up every bit of that. And almost got him at 4.875 until yesterday happened. If I could have locked him in on Sunday, I didn't have the contract yet though. If I could have locked him in on Sunday, it'd have been 4.875, but locked him in yesterday at 5%. So,
And you didn't come in your cartwheeling or anything?
well, I didn't. They were pretty excited about it though. So
It's not press release, there was a.
I know there should have been.
Commitment.
I mean, skywrite that thing. But,
Notice your.
Oh, yeah, you got to be careful. You know.
oh yeah, it's not even, it's the barista feel had me sleepy. I walked in the coffee pouring on the screen. I was like, that makes me want to come.
That's well, you got to post it in a minute if you put on some like happy music, you know, there from. Like the music kids, to be like Barney and then not Barney.
Anybody else got anything? For either of us, Glenn or I?
Okay, well, Tyler's numbers in here, I'll put Glenn's number in the chat too. Y'all reach out to them, use them as a resource. Do they want you to? They want you to.
That's what we're here for.
I gotta concentrate. All right. Ooh,
I stopped my share there. I need to get this off of my face.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta move yourself.
I'm trying.
These poor people, this is why you come in person. It's a lot less annoying if you're not sitting there looking at the computer going, what are you
There you go.
doing? Okay.
Uh-oh.
We're like a circus act.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. It's a lot more charming in person. Y'all should just come in person. Wow. All right. So, one thing that we talked about that I feel like unintentionally, makes sense based on me wanting to talk about leads this morning. And thank you, Ebony, for the idea about leads. Is the things that Tyler was sharing, my brain's working. I guess it's my team leader brain. I see everything through how it impacts our agents and how it can impact their business. And that's how you guys should see everything, is how it impacts your customers, your clients, your sphere of influence in real estate. So, but as he's talking, one thing you guys need to do as soon as you leave this class today is get on the horn and say, oh my gosh, I was just in this class. We just had this tool about waiting, the cost of waiting, and the exercise we did was over X amount of dollars, went versus down. Who do you know I need to share this with? Because a lot of times we feel like we don't know what to say, right? We don't want to be bugging people, right? We want to come from contribution. This is coming from contribution. And if you constantly do that, we have a meeting once a week. Do we not typically talk about something useful? Like, I do make it a mission to talk about something useful. I don't want to waste our time and look at MLS. Y'all do that at home at midnight, right? You don't need me to do that. So it just every week, like, who are you gonna, how many conversations are you gonna have? I'm gonna read a couple things from Gary, but like, that's what you need to do today as your team leader. That's what you need to do. Okay, so the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, who has read it, listened to the podcast, whatever, I'm not on the thing, just look at this. Glenn, get ready to pay me $1. I'm about to hold up the shift book.
They don't like, we're good.
Okay. If you listen to podcasts, listen to the podcast, Think Like a CEO by Gary Keller. It's really good. It's about kind of how he came about writing this book, this a manual. Fun fact, when he wrote this, he interviewed 110 top real estate professionals in different brokerages, kind of took what they said they were doing to benefit their business and created models around it. That's what's around, you know, the room. There were no millionaire real estate agents when this book was written. Just announced our Southeast region, which is Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia. And we had the most in the entire nation of 134. That's net. It's not gross.
So this is good stuff. All right, there are three things you need to focus on. The 3 L's. Does anybody know what they are? Leads, listings, leverage. Yeah. So everyone has 2 jobs. You can have a doctorate in real estate, outfox a professional litigator in a contract, appraise property better than anyone in your market, and have more financing knowledge packed in your head than a mortgage guru. And you won't do a lick of good without clients. To succeed in real estate, you must have client leads. It's as simple as that. Until you have enough leads to meet or exceed your goal, there's no other issue you have. No matter if you're a doctor, lawyer, entrepreneur, everyone has 2 jobs, their chosen profession and lead generation. So the mindset of you're bothering someone, this is your profession. And if you think that you got in this profession to help others, which most people I talk to say, I like people, I like houses, so I got into real estate, then that needs to be what you keep top of mind when you're having conversations with people. So that's page 40, 41 on the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And then in the shift book, Glenn, making every dollar I can. Tactic 4, this book is a tactics on how top agents tackle tough times, and it was written prior to the original shift in 2008. Gary Keller started writing this in 2005. Everybody thought he was crazy because we were seeing the best real estate in the history of real estate. Well, 2008 came along and crashed. So this is relevant again, guys. But tactic 4 is find the motivated, lead generation. If your ship doesn't come in, swim out to it. Jonathan Winters. Buyers and sellers get thrown for a loop, and they in turn throw the market for one. That's what Tyler was just saying. This frenzy, everybody wants these interest rates to drop. Everybody wants the seller to do it. What happens when that happens? What's happened for the last 2 years? Chaos ensues. It was a great real estate market, and everybody was entrepreneuring all over everything. It was crazy. It was crazy. So that the energy is fed. What feels like an unlimited supply of buyers and sellers, it can suddenly feel very limited. Abundance quickly shifts to scarcity, and scarcity can quickly shift to abundance. So just because the market has moved from more to less or vice versa, the leads may become fewer. You have to recognize the situation and take a concerted effort to generate more leads. You can't sit back. You must be rigorous and resolute in your lead generation, more so than ever before and more than anyone else. Now is the time to shift your lead generation activities into the highest gear possible. So lead generation, now we have that in our brain. We have some tools that we talked about today. Let's have an open conversation on putting a lead generation plan to success. What does lead generation look like to you guys? I'm gonna write it out. What now? Okay. All right, marketing your sphere.
My thing about leads is, the thing that keeps me going is you're not bothering people, you're helping people with something that they want to do.
So a helpful mindset.
That's, they need a realtor, and I'm a realtor that has a car, so they can pick it up.
Okay. Who else?
I'd say taking care of your past clients as well, like, reaching out to them and hey, you know, you want.
Asking for those.
Okay.
Utilizing social media.
Okay. Well, then Tyler, you want to add anything? How y'all lead generate?
I would say on task 1, it's reaching out to people in their grocery. Okay, for their birthdays, you're missing a great opportunity.
Okay. Anybody in Zoom land? Lead generation?
I've also had like pick them up for lunch.
Okay. So you're talking about past clients? Feed them.
Yeah.
These pop ideas would be great for your past clients.
Well, if you don't have past clients, do your advocate group, pick a group of people and say, for this year, I'm gonna love on them. And once a quarter, I'm gonna come to their house. I'm gonna give them a little $5 or $10 gift and I'm gonna facilitate that relationship. There are so many ways to lead generate. And that's kind of what I was hoping we get to, right? There's so many tactics, there's so many ideas. The fact of the matter is, if you're not having meaningful conversations and being relational with people, telling them your real estate, sharing with them what's going on in the market and asking for the referral, you probably don't need to be in real estate. And it takes a while to get comfortable doing that, but it's time over task. So you start, like I said, with this group of people that you know you count on. And like, these are the people I'm gonna call, and then you branch yourself out. A lot of people don't follow a 36 touch plan. That's what Gary talks about in this book. He actually talks about a 33 touch. And what Command is set up to do is to utilize your database in a touch program. So using the campaigns, using the designs for social media. One thing with social media and text, sometimes people have a conversation with you over that versus on the phone. It's however you can get the conversation going with the intent to schedule an appointment regarding their real estate needs or who they know that you can meet. A lot of people are very interested. Jasmine said, leveraging relationships and mailers. Tiffany said, a mix of prospecting and marketing. Go Ignite, girl, go Ignite. It's really following a plan and putting yourself out there, putting together a mix of these things. And the world was like, Jesus. It's just echoed on the walls. Is following a plan, having consistency, and a lot of people are interested in internet leads. That's really a hot topic. Do you know what the conversion rate on a sphere of influence lead versus an internet lead is? Anybody? Conversion means you get them from conversation to closing.
50% versus
40% for sphere of influence, 3%, less than 3% after 12 chances to communicate with them. So what I encourage everybody to do is take a look at what you're good at, take a look at your people in your database, in your sphere of influence. How are you seeing people in groups? Is it through your kid's school? Is it through church? Is it, where are you seeing people at? And start there and let it grow. Utilize social media if that's your thing. If it's not your thing, utilize handing out business cards, utilize going to chamber events or ribbon cuttings or community events. But the point is, you have to be the proactive, almost instigator until you get enough people that you talk to that say, hey, I know somebody. Hey, I know somebody. And it's going to take you about 90 days. And you're going to have to every single day do the activities to get to that point. It can be fun though. You can gamify it. That's one of the things Bold teaches us is take your memory jogger list where it kind of lists out every profession and write down everybody you know and just pick up the phone and call them. Hey, I was thinking about you. I think we limit ourselves by saying, oh, Tyler doesn't want to talk to me. Glenn, I'm sure Glenn's busy. Ebony, she's got a lot going on. Instead, I'm like, hey, Ebony, oh my gosh, I was thinking about you. What's going on, girl? What do you say? You just talked to me, right? And you just say, hey, Ebony, I was in this class today with this awesome exercise. If you got a minute, it's about the cost of waiting. It was astronomical, the cost of waiting in real estate. I know you've said you're not ready, but do you know somebody I could share this with? What are you gonna say?
Just talk about it.
We overcomplicate it. And I think it's because we limit ourselves. We don't see ourselves as the purposeful profession that's going to help somebody. We don't wake up every day and go, whose life am I going to change? How am I going to impact the world? We go, oh, I got to make calls. You know, like, I don't call anybody. Somebody give me some internet leads, which is Mickey Mouse and,
Let's look at it through the lens of who needs, there's people out there that need.
exactly.
And if I don't say anything, how are they gonna know?
Well, and here's the thing. Somebody is waiting on you to call. That's the affirmation. Is that what you do every time you call before you make calls? Yeah. There are companies, venture capitalists, all these different Wall Street type companies that are creating these real estate companies to go in it for the profit margin. They don't care about the consumer. They don't care about the code of ethics. They don't care about real estate agents. And they have the cash to be in the face of the public. So if you don't want somebody you know or love and like to go to one of those companies, you got to be the person that picks up the phone and talks to them. Because if not, they're going to see the ad on TV. They're going to see that the campaign is there. So if we really do care about people, we're going to be the first line of defense saying, oh my gosh, I had no idea the cost of waiting to buy real estate. Oh my gosh, this rent versus own exercise, $86,000. That changes somebody's life. We talk about a lot. What is your goal for your family? What's your goal for your team? Mhm. Like, what's your why? What's y'all's mission?
To help people as a family, educate, inspire.
And make a difference, right? Generationally. How do you impact people's generations? Well, what doesn't go away? Real estate. So I just want to encourage everybody, and I'm a little passionate about it, to have that mindset and you need to be your biggest advocate so that you can be the biggest advocate for your customers and clients. Because you got in this business for a reason, and you got to show up every day in the way in which that's your mindset. That's going to make the biggest impact on people. That's going to make the biggest impact on your profit and on your family.
One other thing that this should be like is a good tool to know, I guess a good stat to know is the median net worth of US homeowners is 40 times higher than the median net worth of renters.
Will you put that, you're not still in Zoom. Okay. All right, say that again.
The median net worth of US homeowners is 40 times higher than the median net worth of renters. So if we want to talk to people about building wealth, it's hard for renters to build wealth. I mean, even the most wealthy people on the planet have built wealth through real estate. They're not buying anything. I mean, they're not growing.
And the stats show you can't save your way to wealth anymore. You can't have a savings account that gets you wealthy enough to do that.
What I tell people is, you hear a lot about interest rates. When you're renting, you're paying 100%.
That's right. That's right.
All you're doing is paying your landlord's mortgage, and so you're building wealth for your landlord.
For somebody else. Yep. That's right. That's right. Well, and most of the time, y'all, the rent they're paying is surpassing their mortgage payment. So, okay, I need 3 people to tell me what they're leaving the room today doing action-wise and how we're going to hold each other accountable.
Five individuals who want to list a home today.
Okay.
I'll be here today.
Boom. All right, I want y'all to cheer Jock on today. I want y'all to send him some encouragement. If you have his phone number, he's on the roster. Hey, Jock, where you at with your 5 listings? Everybody doesn't have to say 5 listings. Jock has some big goals for his family. He wants that capital B, and he's working hard to get there. Anybody else? Actions, activities.
Call people from the.
What now?
Call people from the.
How many?
Maybe.
Is it 3 or is it 4?
3 to 5.
Okay, how many are you going to call versus how many are you going to talk to? See, because that changes, because we call people and they don't answer, and we go, oh, well, they didn't answer. So,
I'm going to talk to three.
okay, would encourage you to prepare to call 6, just have a list of 6 people. And even if you say, hey, I'm just thinking about you, leave them a voicemail, send them a text, do that touch. And if you do that every day, Ignite teaches us to do 10 contacts a day. But I say, if you want to have a piece of business in the next 90 days, you'll call 20 people or you'll text 20 people, and that'll be your standard every single working day. That's going to generate you enough conversations to get you to people that really are ready to do business. So, awesome. Malin, I'm going to make you have to.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is share the information that they provide.
Mhm. How many people are you going to call?
Oh, how many people I call? About 10 people.
Is it 10 or is it 11 or is it 8?
It's,
Okay. See, it's not you. I make fun of everybody. Oh, all right. Anybody else want to share?
It's Rick. Hey,
You're going to call for sale by owners. Where are you getting your for sale by owner list?
I actually did yesterday, looking for some,
So you just drove around?
I did.
Uh-huh.
And I have about,
Perfect.
when I looked up, it's on the. They don't know how to call this, so I don't know how to work.
But the sign in the yard has their phone number? You can call them about the sign in the yard.
Yeah, okay.
But you need to be careful about approaching it with, I'm just calling for off-market property. I'm a realtor in the area. Use a script that protects you and is you're not harassing them. Yeah. All right. Good job. Love it. Go out like Inspector Gadget. Find them. All right, Rick, what you got, bud?
I'm going to go after these renters, and I'm gonna try to make my goal at least one a day. That's 5 a week. I want to make it 8. I want to try to make 8 contacts with renters, either by in face to face or by calling, and try to begin to get them thinking about purchasing instead of throwing the money away in the rental area there. So I'm going to try to look at this here, and if you can give me some ideas on that. But I want to try to reach out and start that. I've been looking at for sale by owners too, but I think I want to try to take this here and run with that and see what I can do with that.
Well, I'll tell you what, renters, if you find good renters, they're going to be, if it's not income based, they're probably going to be qualified to buy because they've had a consistent income. They've taken care of the property. They should be responsible individuals.
Right. I was
so-
going to look at the house rental more so than the apartment rental.
Well, I mean, both, honestly. Where are you going to get your renter information? Do you know people? Or are you going to put something out there saying you want to connect with renters?
I know some, and I was thinking about maybe printing a little card up with my information on one side, on the other side stating, something about buying versus renting and money you can save instead of wasting it, or in a way of throwing it out the flushing it down the commode.
That's right.
I'm just something that can give them really short synopsis of buying versus renting, building wealth instead of just your money going just in the wind.
Right.
I don't know. I'm trying to come up with something on that, but that's something that I want to try to look at. And yeah, this is pretty good. That's a market I think that we can tap into. Because you look at the apartments that's going up around Montgomery and Prattville is just.
It's not inexpensive to rent an apartment. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No,
It's
so
not.
they're putting they're putting $1,200 to $1,500 easily a month out there into rent, and they're never gonna see it again. It's gone, you know?
Yeah.
They're not building wealth. And so I think that, you can sort of present to them a potential, on that avenue of building wealth instead of just, sitting there and your money just going out the, out the door every month. So, I want to work on that and see what I can come up with and maybe get with you or Carol, okay?
Sounds perfect. And that quote Tyler gave is in the chat. That would be something perfect to
I've got
put
that,
on.
I've got,
social media or
exactly,
something?
right, yeah, 40, yeah, that homeowners,
And
with 40%.
honest,
That's awesome,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be good.
honestly, as we're sitting here talking, we do home buying seminars and things. A renter specific seminar would be an excellent idea. I
That's,
think.
I've
It'd be
got,
something you could, if you did
Right.
one quarterly, you could lead generate to that.
that's
Because
what
that's
I
a
got on
very
my,
specific niche.
that's what I've got, like a small group meeting or either a Zoom meeting on renting versus buy.
Well, I would encourage you to do it in person if able, because people seeing your face and smelling your breath changes
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
But I know some lenders. Yeah, I know some lenders that would love to assist with any seminars like that. So. All right, go fight, win. Don't fight, just win. And be awesome. And we'll see you guys. Actually, next week is family reunion. Hold on. Let me check my calendar. No, next week is Valentine's Day. John Mooney, the clothing attorney, will be joining us. And he said he's bringing something for Valentine's. Don't know what that's gonna be. But the next week, on the 21st, we will be at family reunion, so there will not be a team meeting that day. So on the 21st, no team meeting. But I want y'all, you can still come in here and lead generate, and get business done. So, all right, everybody have a great day. Bye.